Welcome to the Giants practice facility here in East Rutherford with Steve Serby, our superb football columnist. I'm Mark Hale as we talk about Giants-Packers this week, the 11-0 Packers coming to the Meadowlands to face the Giants, who are losers of 3 in a row and in a lot of trouble here as they fight for their playoff lives. And Steve, let's start with an injury update on Michael Boley. Obviously a critical part of this defense. He's missed the last 3 games. Giants have lost all 3 of those games, but he was limited in practice today, which is an upgrade. It looks like he might actually be able to play. And what would that do for this Giant defense, especially the linebacking part?
Well, the Giants are so young at linebacker with all those 4 rookie linebackers. Boley has had a breakout year. You know, Jerry Reese got a lot of heat when he signed Boley, and he couldn't stay on the field a couple of years ago. But Boley, with the communication with the sidelines and calling the signals and all that stuff, with Herzlich, a health problem now, right. They definitely need Boley in there and against a machine of an offense run by Aaron Rodgers.
The machine of an offense that's averaging 34.7 points per game, the best in the NFL. The Saints were averaging 32.9. We saw what they did. I guess the one consolation for the Giants is we could sit here and say, well, the Patriots were averaging 30. The Giants held them to 20, but the Green Bay offense just on a totally different level.
But one thing that Coughlin brought up on Wednesday was the Packers have played close games on the road.
Okay.
Including a 30-23 win over Cam Newton and the Panthers early in the season. And I think their largest victory on the road is 12 points. So I expect the Giants to be in this game, and it wouldn't shock me if they won it.
Let's talk a little bit about Perry Fewell, Steve. We heard him talk today. This was not a guy who was happy with his defense on Monday night against the Saints. What did you take out of what?
About as happy as I am being interviewed by you.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying. What did you take out of what he said, today, and what was kind of the message that Perry Fewell wanted to get across?
Well, I have it on tape. You want to hear it? I have it right here.
Let's play it for
on my brand new tape recorder.
Right.
It's coming back.
Steve likes to tape with a VCR, by the way, in case you were wondering.
Perry was ticked off, to put it mildly, upset with the energy level, the passion, and the will that he saw from his defense on Monday night, and with good reason. I mean, Drew Brees toyed with that defense. Now, the problem is the Giant pass rush has gone AWOL.
Yeah.
And for them to have any shot against the elite quarterbacks, that is the strength of their defense. Their coverage problems are magnified by no pressure on the quarterback. Perry Fewell guarantees that Aaron Rodgers will be hit Sunday.
Perry said this, and he was then asked, look, now you don't have O.C. Umenyiora, you've got a banged-up Justin Tuck. Can you get pressure? I mean, you're saying you're going to get pressure on him. Can you get pressure on Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I think he's appealing to the pride of his players. Michael Strahan gave a pep talk to the defensive line on Wednesday. But, he's going to have to do his job, too. It's not only about the players. It's about the coaches. And Perry Fewell didn't quite do the job on Monday night either.
Right.
So he's got to get creative. He's got to be Steve Spagnuolo. He's got to be Bill Belichick. He's got to be John Fox. This is the guy that Tom Coughlin brought in to replace Bill Sheridan, who was overmatched. Now, Perry Fewell, nobody thinks is overmatched.
Right.
So let's see Perry Fewell's best game, too.
Now, you talked about you think that it wouldn't shock you if the Giants won this game.
No, it wouldn't shock me. Would it shock you?
It would shock me.
It would.
If they won the game, yeah.
Why is that?
I just think that it's interesting. The one thing that we saw with the Giants throughout this whole season up until Monday night against the Saints was they never got blown out and they never blew anybody out. They would kind of play to the level of their opponent. And then the Saints changed everything there and they got routed by that.
Right.
And it seems like the Packers are on a different level from the Saints. I would be a little surprised if they can hang with them. And I was going to ask you why you think the Giants
that was in the Superdome. Okay, the Saints were rested.
Right.
And this game is at MetLife Stadium.
Yes.
So it's a different ball game. And the Giants are the more desperate team from a playoff point of view, even though they can still lose this game and still win the division if they beat the Cowboys twice.
Right.
But
if
a game like this, the Packers are going for an unbeaten season, and that's great. But the Giants remember the pain of sitting after beating the Redskins on the final weekend last year and knowing that they were done.
Right.
They were 10-6 and they were done.
Right.
So they have to be the more desperate team than the Packers. They've got the crowd. They've got their home stadium. They've got Eli Manning playing at a high level. Hakeem Nicks should be okay. Victor Cruz will be doing the salsa this weekend. I give them. as will I, in the press box.
Right.
And like I said, it's week to week in the NFL. Just because a team gets blown out the week before doesn't mean they're going to get blown out again.
When you've mentioned a lot of different things, the pass rush being maybe the primary thing for this Giant defense.
Oh, it always is.
What's maybe the biggest, another big key for this team, if they're going to pull off this upset on Sunday afternoon?
Well, it's very basic. You can't give the Packers a short field.
Right.
Look at all those weapons Aaron Rodgers has. Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, Jermichael Finley, who hasn't done anything for my fantasy team, I might add, lately.
Right.
James Jones, you can't sleep on him either.
Yeah, Donald Driver.
But again, the Giants decimated with Terrell Thomas injury hurt in preseason,
yes.
blah, 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 Bruce Johnson. But the Giants are built on Eli Manning and the pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
So Perry Fuel says they're going to hit Aaron Rodgers. Well, they better, and especially when he gets out of the pocket because he can run. He's as mobile as they come. I really think this would be such a launching pad for the Giants heading into Dallas. You don't want to go into Dallas with a 4-game losing streak. I think you're going to see the best of the Giants this week. 3 weeks ago, we were singing their praises when I went up to New England and beat the Patriots. You weren't expecting. You were shocked that day too.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're going to be shocked again.
All right. Well, we'll see. The spread for this game is 7, which I think is low. I think the Packers might win every quarter by 7. But Steve here is a believer, and we'll see if you're right on Sunday.
The Packers have never been behind in the fourth quarter. Let's see what happens if they are.
We'll see. On Sunday afternoon at MetLife Stadium, Giants and Packers. We'll see how that turns out. Giants, huge game for them as they attempt to rebound from their 3-game losing streak. Packers, obviously, on the other hand, going for 12-0. You can follow Steve on Twitter at nypost_Serby, though I'm not sure why you would want to. You could follow me on Twitter. My handle is @HailMark.
Turning on me. I can't believe this. I thought we were colleagues.
That's enough out of you.
What was your handle again?
I'm Mark Hale.
Never mind.